They took your power, your peace, your soul, and they did it without force. They did it through smiles, through social norms, through words designed to enslave your mind while making you believe you were free. This wasn't accidental. This was strategy. And Machiavelli warned you centuries ago. Niccolo Machiavelli wasn't writing for kings alone. He was writing for anyone wise enough to see the truth, that power is not given, it is taken, and that those who do not understand power will always live at the mercy of those who do. You feel it, the quiet frustration, the lingering sense that your energy is being drained by unseen forces, the exhaustion that doesn't come from work, but from betrayal, from giving too much to a world that only takes. You were not born to be broken. You were broken by design, by people who understood the art of manipulation better than you understood the art of protection. But now the truth begins. From the moment you entered the world, you were taught obedience, not strength, compliance, not strategy. You were told to be kind, to be agreeable, to share, to wait your turn. But they never told you how the world really works. Because if you knew, you would not be easy to control. You would not beg for approval. You would not hand over your soul in exchange for fleeting comfort. You were told to chase love. But Machiavelli said, it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Why? Because love is conditional. Love is based on illusion. Fear, on the other hand, breeds respect. And respect protects you. But no one taught you this. So you gave your heart away to people who saw it as weakness. You gave your loyalty to people who saw it as submission. You believed in fairness while others played games. They told you to be honest, but they lied to you repeatedly, systematically. They sold you dreams to keep you docile. They built systems where you always needed something from them. A job, validation, a relationship, a purpose. You became a dependent, a servant in disguise. Machiavelli warned, those who want to remain in power must learn how to appear moral while being ruthless beneath the surface. That's what they did. They dressed their manipulation in compassion, their greed in generosity, their control in care. You didn't lose your power. It was taken from you, bit by bit, smile by smile, agreement by agreement. You see in relationships. You gave and gave and gave, hoping she would love you more, hoping she would see your worth. But Machiavelli knew people only respect what they cannot control. And when she knew she owned you, she stopped loving you. When she saw that you lived for her approval, she stopped desiring you. Because submission kills desire. They took your peace too, not with war but with noise, constant distraction, social media, comparison, fear. They filled your mind with images of other people's lives so you would hate your own. They made you feel behind, like you were always failing. But Machiavelli said, he who controls perception controls reality. And they master perception. They fed you images, and you fed them your attention. You became a battery. And worst of all, they took your soul. Not your spirit, but your essence. Your masculine fire. Your intuition. Your strength. They mocked your masculinity. Told you it was toxic. Told you to be softer, more gentle, more passive. But deep down, you knew it was a lie. Because when you suppressed your instincts, you became weaker, not kinder. They trained you to doubt yourself, to second guess, to apologize for existing. And every time you did, you lost a part of yourself. You became tame, domesticated, contained. But Machiavelli would say, the lion does not ask the sheep for permission to roar, and neither should you. Your power is not gone. It is buried, under guilt, under programming, under decades of lies, but can be reclaimed, not through rage, not through violence, but through awakening. Wake up, look around you, see the world for what it is. Every interaction is a negotiation of power. Every compliment, every rejection, every silence, they all mean something. You must become a student of reality, not fantasy. They told you to be vulnerable, but they punished you for it. They told you to express your feelings, but they used your emotions against you. That is not love. That is control disguised as care. Machiavelli wrote that men must learn how not to be good. Not because goodness is bad, but because the world is not good. And if you do not understand how to navigate darkness, you will be devoured by it. So what now? Do you become bitter? No. Bitterness is for the weak. You become strategic. You start by reclaiming your boundaries. You stop explaining yourself to people who never had your best interests at heart. You stop proving your worth to people who only loved your weakness. You start protecting your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. You learn the art of silence. You observe more. You speak less. You watch how people move when they think you have nothing to offer them. That is when truth reveals itself. You begin to build again. Not just wealth, but discipline, strength, sovereignty. You become hard to manipulate, hard to access. And the more you protect your kingdom, the more others will respect your throne. This is not about revenge. It's about return. Returning to who you were before they broke you. Before the world took your fire and replaced it with shame. Before love became submission. Before peace became noise. You were not born broken. You were born powerful. But they trained you to forget. So remember who you were when you still trusted yourself. When your instincts were loud. When your silence was respected. When you moved with purpose. Remember the strength of your boundaries. The sharpness of your mind. The authority in your presence. Machiavelli would remind you, never show all your cards. Never reveal your full heart to those who have not earned it. Power is preserved through restraint. You do not owe anyone your peace. You do not owe anyone your energy, especially those who only take. You owe yourself a return of power. So rebuild, quietly, ruthlessly, strategically. Let them wonder where you went. Let them miss the version of you that was easy to control. Let them regret underestimating you. And when you return, do not come back as who you were. Come back as who you were meant to be. They took your power. They took your peace. They took your soul. But Machiavelli warned you. And now, you are warned no longer. You are awake. Welcome to the Machiavelli Guide, where your power returns, where strategy is survival, where the soul is forged in fire. Let the world burn if it must. You will rise, not by chance, by design.